Hey guys, my name is Kate Gray. Today I'm going to be walking you through figure 12.16 on sleep and depression. I'm going to start off by walking you through the important stages so you can get a better understanding of the two-parted figure I'm going to walk you through. And then I'm going to show you what a healthy sleep cycle looks like. Then I'll walk you through my replication of the 12.16 figure on the depression sleep cycle, and then I'm going to walk you through the mini graph the textbook shows, my own version of sleep latency, and then I'll walk you through the textbook, and by then you should have a pretty good understanding. I'm going to be breaking down why depression messes with your sleep. Don't worry, I'll make it super simple and we'll get through this nice and quick. So first, I want to start chatting about the different stages. You're going to see various stages in the little graphs that I pull up here. You're going to see awake, which is going to be highlighted in yellow, stage 1, which is your REM sleep, which is highlighted in pink, and I just put stage 2 and stage 3 in blue, but I put a little star next to stage 3 here because that's going to be your deep sleep, and that's very important for understanding depression sleep cycles. So first, I'll just give you a little review of a healthy sleep cycle. In a healthy sleep cycle, you are going to see a sleep onset that takes you down into some restorative sleep. There's going to be little to no wake-ups throughout the night. You're going to have some healthy sleep cycles, take you up to REM, fall down, back up, and then you'll wake up. And as you can see, nothing looks kind of out of the ordinary here. Moving on to a depressed sleep cycle, I think right off the bat, you can already see that this looks much different. You can see here that I have our little time axis here from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m., which reflects the textbook. And then you have our sleep cycles on our y-axis here to help mark and show you where we're headed throughout our night. So the first thing that I want you to watch out for is that these sleep dips are going up and down throughout the night. And I think right away you should notice that that's a little off. First, people with depression, they spend little to no time in stage 3, which we previously talked about is that deep restorative sleep. And that's a big deal because deep sleep is when your brain has the space to recover. Second, REM sleep, the dreaming stage, it starts much earlier than normal in depressed sleep. In healthy sleep, if you could recall, REM doesn't begin until about 90 minutes in. We didn't get that REM until at least 90 minutes into the night. And then there's a lot of short bursts of REM that are scattered throughout the night. It's very fragmented, restless, and far from smooth. There's nothing congruent or lasting in the depressed sleep cycle. So if you're depressed, your sleep gets seriously disrupted, and that's reflected in the graph here. Then I want to go over sleep latency. I drew a little graph to help reflect what the textbook does as well. This shows something called the REM latency, and that's just a fancy way of saying how long it takes you to reach REM sleep. This is our x-axis here, which I vaguely marked the age groups, just the progression of age, and then I have our y-axis here, which is going to mark just the minutes of how long it takes to hit REM. The red line is going to show you the healthy control, and then the blue line marks people with depression. Do you see any difference here? Because what instantly stood out to me was that depressed individuals are hitting REM way faster, sometimes in just 30 or 40 minutes, instead of compared to healthier individuals that are 70 to 90. And that pattern holds across all great age groups, which is really fascinating and honestly very sad, and shows how much damage depression can do on someone's sleep. So this graph basically confirms what we saw above, that REM sleep is happening way too early in people with depression. Now I'm going to quickly go over the 3 main points we covered, while just pointing out our textbook figure here, highlight some things to you. So there's 3 points that you should take away from this important figure. So first, depression leads to very early REM sleep, as we showed in our little makeshift figure. Next, there's almost no deep sleep in this pattern of someone with depression in their sleep. And then thirdly, it's very fragmented. The sleep stages are just up and down all night. Various wake-ups and just not very smooth or steady. And Don't forget, in our kind of subgroup, this is going to mark when you take a deep dive very quickly into your REM for people that are depressed. And this explains why people with depression often feel tired, groggy, and emotionally drained, even after a full night in bed. And I hope that this made things clear. Just remember, early REM, no deep sleep, is what a depressed sleep cycle looks like. Thanks so much. I hope this helped.